There, can you
Okay,
see?
great. So at least we could hear you and see your screen. So let's get going. We're not gonna worry about a little pic.
Yeah, I'm not that good.
Okay.
I'm not that much to look at anyway. So anyway, there's I'm so happy to be here today, and thank you, V, for inviting me to present primarily Lysulin, but I may, if we have time, mention a second company I started called Wonder Spray. And both of these products have some relation to diabetes, where I've been involved in starting diabetes companies for decades now. And I really want to help people with diabetes, especially with type 2 diabetes, to help them not have to start using insulin, since that's tragic. And I've actually, if I can share my you can see my screen now. I'd like to share a couple short videos that kind of explain why Lysulin is unique. And as background, I have a PhD in biochemistry that I got a long time ago, and I've worked in developing medical testing products primarily. And then the last couple 3 years, I've been working on natural products for big healthcare problems. So I'm going to click on this link and hopefully I'll get us there. Okay, come on. Okay, so here's the, first I'll do this Lysulin video. Okay, so let me expand this. Where is it? Why didn't it come up? There we go.
Being diagnosed with unhealthy blood glucose is never good. And you might be wondering what options you have to help you towards better health. Sometimes changing your diet helps if you can cut calories and carbohydrates. If that fails, doctors usually prescribe drugs, sometimes several of them. These drugs treat the symptom of high blood glucose, but not the cause of the problem. The cause of insulin resistance is glucose toxicity due to our diet and the consumption of too many carbohydrates, which are converted to glucose in our blood. Glucose is toxic because it reacts with all the proteins in our body, including insulin and the insulin receptors on our cells, so these proteins do not function properly. This glucose toxicity can lead to insulin resistance, which can lead to kidney problems, eye problems, difficulty with wound healing, and cardiovascular disease. Now for some good news. It has been shown that if people can reduce calories and the consumption of carbohydrates, along with implementing moderate exercise combined with nutritional supplements like Lysulin, this can help to achieve healthy blood glucose levels. Lysulin is the only product that targets the cause of insulin resistance. Lysulin was formulated by Dr. John Burd, a diabetes scientist who was also the founder and CEO of Dexcom, which is now the world's leader in continuous glucose monitoring. Lysulin's safe, healthy, and natural formula acts like a glucose sponge so that glucose does not end up becoming toxic. And Lysulin has been proven to work in clinical studies. Please visit www.lysulin.com and start today to help yourself to better health.
There we go. That's it. So I hope that makes a little bit of sense to everybody. And oops, we don't want to hear it again. Let's see.
Being diagnosed with unhealthy blood glucose
I'm going
is
to
never
turn this
good.
off here.
And you might.
Okay. All right. I hope that's helpful. And again, I'm sorry we can't see my camera here. Let me choose. Let me
It's
choose.
okay,
it.
doctor. We could talk. Oh, there you are.
You can see me now?
Yes.
Oh, you can see me
Hi,
on my,
Dr. Bird. Yes, we can. Rhinos, can you see Dr. Bird?
you see me on my,
Yes. Yep.
okay.
There you go.
What I was gonna say is, we have Lyshilin. Here's a little bottle of it. And we have Lyshilin is available as capsules, tablets, chewable tablets, a liquid, a once a day powder, and we just launched a weight loss meal replacement shake that has Lyshilin in it, so you can get weight loss and help you maintain healthy blood glucose. And in addition, we also sell a home test for A1C. And A1C is the test that your doctor uses when you visit him to see if your treatment program is working or not. It gives you your average blood sugar. Normally, people with diabetes have to prick their fingers and get a drop of blood and put it on a little meter to tell them, that tells them what their glucose is right at that moment in time. But you don't know if it's going up or going down or if it's staying stable. And that's why the A1C test is a better indicator of whether it's working. And with Lyshilin, in 1 month, you'll know if it's helping or not. And Lyshilin helps 70% of people who try it to lower their A1C in just 1 month. So, you know, we've got a lot of satisfied customers, and we just need to find more customers. And I'm always looking for investors. I've been self-funding both companies. I see someone raise their hand. Do I need to do something about that?
Go ahead and ask your question. Type your question in the group, and I believe Dr. Bird can see it also, but I will read it out. Yes, I also have questions. Who raised their hands? I didn't catch the raise hand. I guess because you sharing your screen, doctor. So go ahead, Rhinos, ask your questions. You have Dr. Burd here. He is knowledgeable. He has the experience, and he will be able to answer all your burning questions. So let me ask, doctor. So you said the A1C test, it's just as effective as the ones done in the doctor's office or in the labs?
Yeah, it's FDA cleared as equivalent to the laboratory test. And it also uses a finger stick sample. So you prick your finger and put a little drop of blood in this holder, and then you mix that with some liquid and then put it on the test strip. And in 5 minutes, it gives you your A1C. Jessica Dingler just asked, because we have an affiliate program, and indeed we do. We just started one. So if you're interested, you need to email me at jbird@jfbird.com. And that's my email address. And Mar D asked, were this video made with the help of the rhinos? And no, we did that. Actually, the son of the chairman of the board does videos, and he put that video together for us. I thought it was pretty well done for an animated video.
Yes, it was. Yes, it was. So, Dr. Bird, who would you recommend should test their A1C?
Well, I think, you know, it turns out that over 50% of the population over 50 years of age has either pre-diabetes or type 2 diabetes. So they should all definitely, whenever they go to their doctor, say, ask for a hemoglobin A1C test, because a lot of doctors don't routinely run it for some strange reason, even though, you know, if you catch it soon, the sooner you catch it, the better. And as I said, this is, hang on. You know, it's an epidemic. I actually wrote a book. It's on Amazon. And
Oh yeah, I just bought that book on Kindle, so I'm looking forward to reading it.
Yeah, here's the, hang on a second. Here's the book. It's called The Natural Solution to the Diabetes Epidemic, The Discovery of Lysolin. And I guess I don't want to toot my own horn too much, but you know, the people that have type 1 diabetes is an autoimmune disease. And basically that's an autoimmune disease where their own body attacks their pancreas and it stops making insulin. So they have to take insulin shots. And before the discovery of insulin, those people were basically doomed to a very short life. And the guys that discovered insulin, Banting and Best, two Canadian scientists, got the Nobel Prize for that, well-deserved Nobel Prize for that. And I myself picture Lysolin is for type 2 diabetes what insulin was for type 1 diabetes. And I just hate it when I hear that people with type 2 diabetes are getting started on insulin, because that's bad. That's a one-way street. You need more and more of it, and it works less and less well. And it's because of insulin resistance. And as I keep saying, you know, Lysolin improves your insulin function. So it's, when somebody gets diagnosed, I wish the first line of attack would be to try Lysolin, because it will help 70% of people without having to buy prescription drugs.
So question, Dr. Burd. So if somebody is already on diabetic medication, would you recommend that they take Lysolin, or do they have to come off what they're already taking in order to start this one?
That's a good question. And basically my response is this: if you're on insulin and you do not have a continuous glucose monitor with an alarm, then you have to be very careful, because you take Lysolin and insulin, you might possibly get low blood sugars. But if you've got an alarm that tells you when your sugars are low, then you can use Lysolin, and you may actually end up needing less insulin to treat your diabetes. But most people with type 2 diabetes get started on oral drugs. You know, the doctor first prescribes a diet and exercise, which doesn't work for hardly anybody. And then they start doling out the drugs, and they'll give you one drug. Usually it's metformin, and they keep raising the dosage of it. And if it doesn't help, then they add another drug. So, you know, if you look around, the United States is full of people who are obese, have diabetes, are hooked on multiple prescription drugs, and they're still sick. So my goal is to try to help that situation. And we had a lot of people that try Lysolin, and most of them are on some kind of drug regimen, and a lot of them have been able to get off of those other drugs and just take Lysolin. That was a long way to your question. I hope it's clear. Is it clear?
Yeah, yes, it's clear. So that also leads to my next question. And look, rhinos, go ahead and ask your question, right? Because I will be asking every good question, you know? So, doctor, so when you start on Lysolin, is that something that over time you could get off, or is it like that you have to keep taking it in order to remain at a healthy A1C?
That's another excellent question. And my answer is that if you start using Lysolin, and you need three servings a day for the capsules or the tablets, and it's 2 tablets or capsules per serving. So that's 6 a day, or just 1 scoop of powder or 1 scoop of the shake a day. And you monitor your A1C, and the A1C is, you know, you test before you start and a month later. And if your A1C drops, then you can, if you get to your goal, let's say you have a goal of getting down your A1C down to less than pre-diabetes, which is below 5.7 or something like that. If you get your A1C down to 5.2, you can go from 3 servings a day to 2 servings a day. And if your A1C stays down, go to 1 serving a day. And if it still stays down, you can get off of Lysolin. And again, monitoring your A1C occasionally, like 3 or 4 times a year. And if your A1C starts to go up, then you restart Lysolin. Does that make sense? So you can get
Makes
off.
sense. Make perfect sense. Make perfect sense. Go ahead, Rhinos, ask your question, because I will be asking all the good questions for myself because I want to know. And the doctor is here. No visit, no fee to pay or anything. You have a doctor right here. That, you know, my mother's mother unfortunately passed with complications from diabetes, doctor, and my mom also passed from complicated with diabetes. And now I find myself being a lot overweight. And very concerned. My daughter is a registered nurse, and she has me pricking my fingers every day, and that hurts. And she doesn't like the numbers because I tend to go a little above 100. So she's saying I need to go see a doctor. So I'm so glad that you came on today, because now I believe there's a different solution. I would love to try your products. I did a little research myself. You've been doing this for plenty of years, so you know what you're talking about. What numbers, like if you're doing the finger stick, all right, what numbers ideally would you want to see to know that you're not in danger, pretty much?
Let's see. I'm still sharing my screen, right? So let me.
Yes.
I've got some charts here that show hemoglobin A1C, what levels are good and what levels are not so good. There we go. Can you see that?
Yes.
If it's below 5.7, that means that you do not have diabetes. And my hemoglobin A1C, I've been testing it for now several years, is around 5.3. So that's good. If you get up a little higher from 5.7 to 6.4, that's pre-diabetes. And then if it gets even higher than that, above 6.5, then you have type 2 diabetes. So you want to keep it down. So if you can get below 5.5, that it will be very excellent for your health.
Okay. Thank you, doctor. Rhinos, do you have any questions? Just to say he's very interested in natural medicine. He does have a book. I'm speaking for Dr. Burd right now. Is there a link you could post, Dr. Burd, to your book on Amazon?
What's the question?
Is there a link you could put in the chat right now for that will get us to the book on Amazon, like directly?
Well, I would just go to Amazon, and if you type in my name, John Burd, you should get the book. So I think I would get. I also I got a question about do I have an ebook on natural remedies? Well, the only book I've ever written, I've written a lot of scientific papers and I have a bunch of patents, but the ebook, if you people email me, I can send them a PDF copy of my book. I've got it on a PDF. And then Joe Colson asked, is there an herbal way to lower your A1C? And I tell you, the best medicine is food. If you can get off of carbohydrates, that's the best thing you can do for your health, because carbohydrates turn into glucose in your blood, and that's what glucose toxicity is all about.
We have another question.
Yeah, about normal glucose ranges. People without diabetes, the best time to test your glucose is before you eat breakfast. And your glucose That's called the fasting glucose. That should be below 115 or 119. If it gets above that in the morning, you've got a problem and you should do an A1C test. But your glucose level from a blood finger stick depends on when you eat and what you ate. So like after lunch, your glucose level will rise. And in fact, when you go to a doctor, if he wants to do an exhaustive test, they'll do what's called a glucose tracking study or an oral glucose tolerance test, where you drink 100 grams of glucose and then they follow your blood glucose for 2 hours, and it goes up and comes back down in normal people without diabetes. But with people with diabetes, at 2 hours, they still have an elevated level in their blood. And that's just like eating a meal. So if I don't know how else I can clarify about glucose finger sticks. You can Google it, actually. Google has a lot of answers to these sorts of questions.
So, question, Dr. Burd. So, if you're on high blood pressure medication, does Lysolin interferes with that, or should I see a doctor first before I get onto it, or is it just all right to go ahead and add
The dilemma
that?
with going to your doctor and asking him, should I take this Lysolin? Is that doctors hate supplements. There are a
That's
few
true.
doctors that like them, like holistic doctors or naturopaths or doctors of osteopathy, but MDs want to prescribe drugs. I mean, the pharmaceutical industry, does everything they can to get your doctor to write you as many prescriptions as possible.
That's true.
So your doctor will say, no, it probably won't do any good. It's just lysine, zinc, and vitamin C. I don't know why that would help. Well, it helps because it's been clinically proven. And it's also the research on how these three things affect your glucose are in published papers. I've got a bibliography that lists, 35 papers that say that these ingredients, lysine, zinc, and vitamin C, can improve your insulin resistance and lower your blood sugar and lower your A1C. So it's proven, but doctors don't believe it. They want to prescribe drugs. When in my book, I tell the story when we launched the product in 2018, I wanted to go to the American Diabetes Association meeting and have a little table there, let people know about Lysolin. So I sent them my $5,000, and a couple weeks later, they sent me back the $5,000 and said, you cannot exhibit at our convention. So I called them and I said, why not? I paid you the money. Oh, we have a policy. We don't allow supplements to exhibit at our conventions. So here's the American Diabetes Association refusing to educate their membership about Lysolin. And I am so frustrated by that, as you can tell, that medical doctors, they get virtually no nutrition training in medical school. They get like 2 hours in 4 years. And really, nutrition is so important to good health. So that's that.
Well,
And the fact
any
is,
other questions?
it's totally safe and non-toxic. So you don't have to worry about, side effects like you do with all these other drugs, some of which are horrific.
So rhinos, you're hearing all the good information. Ask your questions, rhinos. Now is the time. We have quite a few people here. Ask your questions. I'm going to show Dr. Bird's business on our marketplace once he stops sharing his screen. But now is the time to ask any question that you may have, because I will if you don't. And also, I know. So how do you decide like which of the products to take, Dr. Burd? I know maybe that might be a silly question, because I know you have the shakes and you have the supplements and you have the chewables and you have. How do you decide? Is it just a preference?
There's a preference. A lot of people like capsules for some reason. And the other thing about capsules is they do not have any inert ingredients, because like the chewable tablets and the powder and the shake and the liquid all have artificial sweetener. And people, some people hate artificial sweeteners. I myself use Splenda all the time, but which we have in some of our products, and some people just hate Splenda, which is sucralose. But I like it. But anyway, if you don't want other ingredients, then the capsules are the way to go, even though you have to take 6 a day. And the reason I urge people to try the powder is because it's one little scoop in a cup of water just once a day, and that gives you your full day's dose of Lysolin. So, and then if people want to lose weight as well as manage their glucose, then I recommend our weight loss shake.
Okay. Okay. Any questions, Rhinos? Somebody asked.
Yeah, I can't see.
Okay, somebody asked, are there any contraindications? Is that the word? I'm not medical. I can't pronounce some of those words.
There really are none. If you take the capsules, for example, they have lysine, zinc, and vitamin C. And we've got all of those in our bloodstream now. It's just that the levels of them are so low because of food processing takes them out. And you have to get lysine. We don't make lysine ourselves. We have to get it from our food. And in processed foods, the levels go down. Same with vitamin C and zinc. So that there really are no contraindications unless you have allergies or something like that to one of these ingredients. But it's not like drugs that have a lot of contraindications and side effects.
Okay. Any other question, Rhino? I just copy and paste Dr. Bird's email again in the chat where somebody asked.
Great.
Did I just send it to? I sent it to you. Okay, I'm gonna put it to everyone.
Time left. We could talk a couple minutes about Wonder Spray.
Well, if you wanted to do that separately, because I guess unless it's, okay, since you're here already and the email was sent out on Wonder Spray. So Rhinos, Dr. Burd also has another business on our marketplace, which is called Wonder Spray. And since we have time, he will just knock 2 birds with, I guess, with 1 stone, so to speak, right? Okay, yeah. So go ahead, unless there's any other questions that you need answering. Let me check the chat. Yes, Justin. Oh, somebody has a question about, okay, go ahead, Tanji, ask your question before we move over to Wonder Spray. In the meantime, Justin said Big Pharma is against natural remedies, which is so true. They don't make money off of it, right? It's not their thing, which is probably why they stopped you. Of course.
That actually, my book is like a conspiracy book between the government with that stupid food pyramid that recommends high levels of carbohydrate in your diet, which is totally nuts, and the food industry, which, the reason we got that carbohydrate is because for the farmers, because they've got fields full of corn and wheat that they need to do something with. So they made sugary cereals out of them, which, you get addicted to as a kid. And that's the problem. Now, the question is, someone gets vitamin infusions with these specific ingredients. Well, they might possibly, but we optimize the amount of lysine, zinc, and vitamin C to give the maximum benefit with the least side effect. So yeah, you could theoretically do it with infusion, does that mean an injection? I'm not sure what infusion means, but it's optimized to give the maximum result with the least side effect. Yeah, I didn't know people took vitamins in an IV infusion, but live and learn.
Yes, you live and learn.
Okay,
Okay,
you ready?
Rhinos, any other question? Any other question? I believe Justin wants to try Lysolin already. I do also. So that's great. And I'm sure we know many people. Maybe you may not want to try it. Maybe you may be all your AC is perfect, but I'm sure everybody knows somebody who needs, a natural way of getting rid of the weight and that excess glucose. So we could pass that information around. That's what Rhinos do, right? We share, we help each other out, we help each other's community, we help our community. So I believe we will be doing that. Any other questions for Dr. Burd? Because I think he wants to show, although we kind of running out of time, Dr. Burd, do you really want to show the Wonder Spray, or do you want to come back? Because we do love hearing about Lysolin, but since you're here already, you could go ahead and show us the Wonder Spray. That's okay. The Rhinos wouldn't mind staying an extra 15 minutes.
I'll just do
So
a
go
short
ahead.
presentation. So basically, this is Wonder Spray, and the active ingredient in Wonder Spray is what your white blood cells use to kill all germs, bacteria, virus, yeast, mold, and fungus. And Wonder Spray is on the EPA list for disinfecting COVID-19. And if you get any skin irritation from wearing a mask, you just spray this on your face. It will immediately make that irritation go away. And if you have any kind of a skin problem, like a burn or rash or sunburn or bug bite, poison ivy, poison oak, just spray it on there. It will make it feel better immediately and make it vanish. In addition, you can spray this in your eyes, nose, and throat. So if you have a sore throat or a cough, you just spray it in your throat while breathing in, or spray it in your nose while sniffing it in, and it will immediately make it feel better. And if you're starting to get sick, it will kill whatever's trying to make you sick. It's really the cure for the common cold, but FDA wouldn't allow me to say that in public, but I guess I could say it to the Rhinos. It's amazing. I woke up with a sore throat the other day, and I just sprayed Wonder Spray in my throat a few times in that morning, and it vanished. And same thing happened to my brother. He's the one that told me about it first, about how it helped his sore throat. It's also a deodorant. And so if something smells, it's because there's bacteria. And any place on your body that might have an odor, you can spray this on it and it will deodorize it. One last thing is it's good for allergy symptoms by a different mechanism. But if you have like sneezing or itchy eyes, you just spray it wherever that symptom is, and you'll be amazed to see your symptoms get better. So that's a 2 second version.
Oh my God. So Dr. Burd, is that the same spray you could also use to disinfect that covers all that?
Yeah,
or is it two different sprays?
Well, it's two different ones. This is the sanitizer. So we have sanitizer, and then we have the skin rescue.
Oh, okay. So the skin rescue is the one we spray on our throat, our nose, and our face. And the other one on our counters, on our doorknobs, and so on and so forth.
Yeah, the sanitizer, we have to use FDA labeling. So that's why we make two products, one with this one sanitizer and the other one for skin, but they're exactly the same product, just a different label.
Oh.
And we also sell a 2-ounce version, and these are really inexpensive. So the 2-ounce we sell for $10 or $15, and the 8-ounce, which is this big bottle, sells for like $25. So anyway, it's a great product. Go to the website, which is www.thewonderspray. If you
actually, you're on our marketplace, so I'm going to show the Rhinos your website, and then how they could go ahead and patronize you and spread the word. So if you done, Rhinos, if you're done with your questioning, I'm gonna ask Dr. Burd to stop his screen share, and then I'm gonna just show you on our distributivemarketing.com how you could get onto our marketplace and how you could see Dr. Bird's web businesses right there. And of course, right from our web page, you also could go onto his, right, Rhinos? So let me see if there's any questions. Okay, thank you, Dr. Burd. It was a really, really good presentation. He did plug in his information, so you could go ahead and click on that. But I will also show you. So Dr. Burd, if you don't mind, maybe you could let me see how you could stop your screen share.
How do I do that?
Okay, let me see if I remove co-host abilities. Okay. Well, you should be able to, at the bottom of your page, it would say share screen, and then you could stop.
Oh, yeah. I got it now. So share video. You can.
So you could say, yeah.
Oh, stopped it. Okay. So you've taken me off of there, right?
Yes, unless you have something else to add, we would love to add, because I was going to go ahead and show on our web page, distributivemarketing.com. I would show your businesses, and then so the Rhinos could put everything together. Everything would just come full circle.
Okay, great. Well, anyone that's interested in samples or becoming an affiliate, you've got my email address. Just email me and say you're a Rhino and you'd like to try this Leishman or Wonder Spray, and I'm very happy to give samples to people that can use them and share the word and get the word out.
You heard that, Rhinos? Take advantage over these free samples and then become an affiliate. We help each other out. That's what we do. We spread the word. Let's get those big pharmaceutical companies to shut down.
Yeah.
Thank you, Dr. Burd. Thank you. They're quite interesting, quite educational, quite informative. I love it. I learned so much. I am excited to try your products. Let me go ahead and get this. I think you may have to, I'm trying to you have to stop sharing your screen. Let me see if I could do it from here. This will stop other screen sharing. Do you want to continue? Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and let me see how I get back to that. Rhinos. Did you cancel your screen share, Doctor?
Say again?
Did you need to cancel your screen sharing?
I thought I did that. It said that you did it, so.
Oh, it said I did?
Yeah.
It's not.
Can you still see my screen?
Yeah.
Oh, stop share. Okay, I'm sorry.
Okay, there we go. There we go. There we go. Okay, let me. Ooh, hold on. Okay, so Rhinos, let me go ahead and get to our distributive marketing. I will share my screen now. Wasn't that a great presentation, Rhinos? Wasn't that a great presentation? I'm gonna use yahoo.com and we're writing down, right, Rhinos? I just wanted to show you his company, distributive marketing. No. Okay, I'm just gonna head to our marketplace. All right, and there you have it, right on the top of the page. We have the Wonder Spray. I'm just gonna click on the Lysolin. And from there, you could get onto the web page. I'm just gonna copy that link right now and send it, put it in the chat. So if anybody wanted to, I just like to make things easy. If you wanted to visit the page right now, you could do so. And just take a look around and see, you know. Oh boy, sorry. Okay, back on the marketplace, and let's see the Wonder Spray. Okay, so this is the Wonder Spray. I'm gonna click on that website as well. Copy the link into the chat. How you doing, rhinos? Did you fall asleep in there? No, you can't. Not today, not today. So use those links, rhinos, and click on there. It will take you straight directly onto the web page. And take a look around, read up for yourself. Let's open this one. I'm intrigued with the Wonder Spray mist and what it does. And more, we should move away from all those pharmaceutical drugs and all those things with all these chemicals in them and go towards more natural products, you know? We are being poisoned daily. That's my belief. That's why we're sick. We're a sick country. Okay, so there's all the good stuff right on here. There's wipes. If you have kids, you want to give them a one of that, put that in their school bag. Look, there's a mini spray they could go around with, spray the surfaces. COVID is still around. So I'm just checking out the website. I hope you do also. Okay, so it's almost time, rhinos. Do we have any questions? Let me see what's going on in the chat. It was an awesome interview with Dr. Burd. Dr. Burd, we thank you so much. Thank you so much. I'm gonna stop sharing my screen and then we're gonna end. Wonder Spray is great for, oh, look, there's even more that Wonder Spray could do. Guys, get you a Wonder Spray today. At least check it out, and let's get feedback going. Let's see what the other rhinos have to say about it. Spread the word. I myself is gonna try it because I like to know how things work. And of course, I support the rhinos and I support small businesses. So definitely is gonna go on here and do some looking around and some shopping. And of course, I have so many different hash chemicals in my house. I have those Clorox there and that there. If they say it works, I'm buying it. So why not get something natural that could do pretty much the same thing without the harmful chemicals? I'm all here for it, right? So look, you definitely have a customer in me, Dr. Burd, and I know you have experience. You've been around for a long time. You know what you're talking about. I trust what you're saying. Okay, so I'm gonna stop the screen share. Rhinos, I just want to thank our rhinos. All our rhinos stayed till the end. Rhinos, you are, look, I cannot think of a better community, but the community of rhinos. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much again, Dr. Burd. We thank you for sharing with us. We thank you for showing us a different way, just like we do at Rhino. We're giving people choices. You gave us a choice. So once you know better, you do better, right, rhinos? I will just leave you with the thought for the week. It's indecision is the thief of opportunity. Hey, there you go, right? Decide today to switch from those synthetic things to a more natural way. It's a decision, right? Don't let that decision, don't let an opportunity pass you by. Remember, tomorrow we have Rhino World Live at 11 a.m. Please come back. I want to see you. It's going to be an update for everything we did for the week. And then any new information that come in. I'm going to be wearing my Rhino logo t-shirt. I hope you will have yours on, even if I cannot see you. What else? I believe that's it. Thank you for joining me again. Thank you for staying till the end. Great information, great product, great doctor. We love you. Bye, Rhino. See you tomorrow. Go enjoy the rest of your day, okay?